Well, would you rather cross paths with a man or a bear in the forest? Going around the table. Go ahead.
A man.
Yes.
A man or a bear?
I said it depends.
Okay, on what?
Well, I grew up with a family that we went camping every single year for like 3 weeks.
Of course, and you're a rad, awesome wilderness survivalist, right?
I mean, I don't know if I'd go that far. I feel like I'd last a couple days if I needed to.
Okay, can I just ask you a single question? Because I hear this all the time from
May
women.
you, though? No, I'm
okay.
kidding. Go ahead.
You're in the forest.
Yes.
You have no tools.
No tools.
Tell me how you would start a fire.
So there's a couple different ways you can
Just give me one.
Okay, you can do dry leaves, dry anything, dry bark, anything like that.
So we got dry leaves and bark.
And then you take a stick.
A friction stick?
Yeah.
Really?
And then
You're going to start a fire with a friction stick?
I have started a fire.
You
with
have not started a fire with a friction... What?
Yeah.
Okay, walk me through how you did it.
Walk you through how I did.
How you started the fire with the friction stick.
Literally just how I said that you make like a little like well with like... I would say...
How long did it take you?
How long did it take me? Like 20 minutes.
With a friction stick?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
It seems like you're lying.
All right.
Sounds like I'm lying. Ask my dad.
Okay,
He taught me.
Man or bear?
Man or bear?
Yeah.
Can I have anything on me? Or is it just like you're plopping me right like this in the middle of the woods?
Just like that.
Just like this?
Sure.
Bear.
Okay. What you want to be plopped into the woods with, though?
Usually when I go hiking, if it's by myself, I have my dogs and a machete strapped to my leg. So
A machete. Okay.
yeah, so I feel like I could handle a man if he tried anything.
What if he had a machete?
If he had a machete?
He gets the same thing spawning in you get.
A machete
Spawning.
and dogs? A machete and dogs?
Yeah, he gets the machete and dogs, just like you.
Then bear.
And bear.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
I said, is the man a murderer? And is the bear
Well, you don't-
attacking me?
Well,
'Cause
the idea here is it's a random sampling. So the man could be a rich, suave, multimillionaire, okay, who's an extremely kind man. Or he could be an absolute psychopath. It's just a random sample. It could be anybody
same with the
across
bear
the
then.
board.
You took your
Same with
chances
the bear.
against a random
Could
bear
be
and a random man.
Hey, could be a polar
Okay.
bear, could be a grizzly bear, could be a black bear, could be a baby bear.
It's a random man, a
Okay.
random bear.
I
Honestly,
think,
if it's a baby bear, I'd choose a man. Not gonna lie, because the mom's nearby and they don't fuck around when it comes to their
But
kids.
it's a bear. But anyway, go ahead.
probably a man.
Yeah, seems rational.
Both.
Why?
Both.
Because I like both. Both is awesome. Oh my god.
Yeah, but okay.
Jeez Louise.
Yeah, you got to pick one.
No logic. Oh, pick one.
Yeah, pick one.
And they're not there to cuddle.
Exactly.
But I mean, wouldn't you pick the bear because you have like telepathic, abilities?
Oh my
You could
God.
be like, I am not the enemy. You could do that shit. Right?
It's still a wild animal, regardless.
That's true.
Oh my so, I guess man.
Okay.
Yeah.
Man.
Man.
Can I say why I'm choose man? Because with an animal, you cannot talk to it, nothing. If it come to attack you, that's it, you're done. But a man is a human being. Regardless, you can talk and at least try. So obviously a man.
Who picks bear? Just you. Okay. Why do you pick bear? Why don't you pick man?
Because I've also been around bears being in the wilderness, especially a mother bear. Granted, I was in a car, so I was fairly safe. But I also pick bear because if they maul me, if they attack me, nobody's going to blame me. Nobody's going to not believe me. If I get mauled by a fucking bear, they're going to be like, oh.
All right, so the concern here is like...
Wouldn't they not disbelieve you if a man beat the hell out of you?
Depends on the man. If they hurt me in a sexual way, it's easy to be like, nah, that never happened. Or
Why?
what were you wearing? What did you do to provoke it? There's a lot of different things that can happen. And also, I would rather die than
Okay,
be
I
put
totally
through
understand. Okay,
that
so here's your
again.
position,
So-
right? It's like the man could do nothing, or the man could like torture me or essay me. That's your position, basically. Whereas the bear could leave you alone, or it could kill you, but it couldn't essay you, for example.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And
I mean,
so,
it could, but
nah, I don't think so.
It would probably kill me in the process, which I would much
Yeah.
prefer.
So
much prefer?
I mean, if we're being real, if we're being
Yeah, but
so
hold on.
very real, you
Okay.
would much rather be
I'm about to have the
that
back and
than
forth.
eaten
So-
by
all
a
right, I
bear.
want to hear it. I want to hear it.
all right.
Realistically,
Been
So
me
that,
too, and I would rather be eaten by a bear.
and to each their own.
Eaten by a bear?
I'm saying I would rather be attacked by or I'm saying I would rather be alive than be that. If that
I'd
makes
rather
sense.
have men
That's
do
what I'm
that to
saying.
me than have the bear.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I meant. That's
all
what I
right.
meant.
So cool. All right. So going into this, there is some fear of an essay occurring. What do you think is the chance of a random man being inclined to essaying you in this scenario?
Again, it depends. If I was plopped into the woods like this, like dressed, how
so
I
it would-
am without any
you were saying, like,
protection or anything.
That makes no difference.
That's not the question.
Yeah, just like you are right now.
Okay, what's the question?
The question is just if
Rephrase.
you're plopped in there just like you are right this 2nd, you're teleported right now from the whatever studio into the forest.
Okay.
Bam, random man is in there with you in the same forest.
Uh-huh.
You're both looking at each other going, what the fuck? What is the likelihood that you think that this
Probably
man...
low, but I also think that the likelihood
Well,
of being
what does
attacked
low
by
mean
a
percentage,
bear,
though? Percentage-wise.
Yeah. What is the percentage?
I don't know.
If you had to take a guess.
I'm not going to take a guess.
But if you had to, though.
But I don't have to. So
Yeah, but you do have to.
why?
Well, because it's baked into this scenario that you're taking a guess.
Okay, but why does my preference for whether or not I'd be alone in the woods with someone, why does that need to be reduced to a percentage?
Check it out. I'll
What
show
do you think your odds are better
If
at?
I'm-
Do you think your odds are better at survival with a man in the forest or a bear in the forest?
you jumped-
Where do you think you're going to survive best? That's the ultimate question.
My response isn't I think every man is awful and has the potential to blah 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 blah.
That's not the question. It's the question is, if you had a chance, right? And they were like, if we want to see your best survival and we dropped you off right now in the forest, do you think you'd have a better chance at surviving against a bear or a man? That is the question they're asking. Who
There's
would
no
you
way
have
to actually know.
But your best guess is what we're asking off of what you've perceived through life, off of your opinions. If you had to be asked, who do you think you have a fighting chance against, a bear or a man in the forest? That's what
To
they're
survive?
asking. Yes, that's it. That's what they're. I'm not asking.
Okay.
That's not what I'm at.
That is what you're asking.
No. Very simply, I'm just looking for the percent. Like, what percentage of man would be inclined to essay?
If you want to go, okay, if you're asking that, I actually know the exact percentage. It's 10%.
And I know that's why it was a terrible way to phrase the question to her. You can't phrase it like that to her.
You
That's,
just proved him right. You just
that's
proved
why
him
I phrased the question
I'm
a
sorry.
How
certain
did I
way.
prove him right?
You prove him right because
Yeah, 10,
most
10,
likely-
10%.
Yeah, 1 in 10
exactly
men would
10%
essay
is
you.
nothing
Really?
compared to-
And do you think
Yes.
do you think 1 in 10 bears would attack you?
You're looking
Oh my
at
God.
statistics of how many bear attacks there have
don't
been
think men
versus
would
how many
attack you
essays there have been in
But
a
that's
year.
what we're asking. It's a nuanced question.
Yeah,
Obviously,
so then
we
the
don't-
bear. Because the chance of
I
being
got it.
attacked by a bear is much lower than the chance of being essayed by a man.
Okay, wait. The chance of being attacked by the bear is lower than the
Yes.
chance of. Okay, so there's the risk assessment.
But you're-
Okay, let me ask this.
Also, hold on. Let me ask this. Why is that funny? That 10% of men.
Because there's no statistics that support that anywhere.
Really?
Yeah.
Where?
It's less than 1%.
Less than
1%
1%
of
of
men
men.
do that side. Yeah. Less than
Where's-
1%.
where's your source?
You can get it
The
from
FBI,
rain.
The FBI
Can
and
get it-
DOJ.
You can literally
Okay,
get this
and
from
I've gotten
rain.
it from the FDA, from
The FDA, the Food and Drug Administration.
They've
What?
I think to be fair, I think they have done some studies on
they
it,
have done some studies.
to be fair, but
And they've taken statistics from women who report getting abortions because of SA. They've taken a lot of statistics from many different sources. I do this on a fucking daily basis.
Okay. Then how come you didn't know it was 1%?
Because it's not 1%. 10% of men are
10%
reported
Wait, 10?
reported.
No, 10% of men have not reported.
No, hold on. There are some, for example, there might be some stats that could indicate that 10% of women, I don't think this is actually true, but 10% of women have been victims of SA. But this could, first of all, hold on.
Much higher,
Oh, it's higher?
yes.
Okay, fine. It could indicate that, for example, there's like a serial man who's like doing this to multiple women. For starters, not
Sure,
that
we could
it's not
say
a
that.
1-to-1 ratio where there's like 10% of men in the population are doing this. Furthermore, like I'm just curious, then I'm assuming you'd be prepared to throw like 10% of your immediate family members under the bus, like your cousins and fathers and brothers. 10% of them are essayers.
I don't have cousins or a
Fair
father,
enough.
so
I'm going to change the question. If we change it to 10 men versus 10 bears, does your answer change?
if
So you'll
there
come
were-
across, hold on, you'll come across a group of 10 men, don't know each other,
Hell
they're
yeah,
random,
I'm taking the bear.
or 10 bears.
Wow.
I'm taking
You
the
hate
bears.
men
Wait,
that
so just to be
much?
clear, hold on, no,
I would
no.
take the bear. In that case, I would probably take the bear too.
Yeah.
With
If it
10
was
men
10?
versus I would rather have I would
about
I would rather
100?
go against one man in the forest versus one bear for sure.